Can you hear me okay? Can you guys hear me okay now? Okay, cool. All right, we will go live in a few minutes. Again, this live webinar will be recorded and will be presented to you again maybe on Monday. Once you get things in. We will also have this video available on across all our platform. Either that'll be on YouTube, on our YouTube channel, going to be on our Facebook, and we'll send out videos for you. So yeah, that's about it. Thank you for joining. I know it's Saturday, and I know a lot of you guys are probably from America or Europe, and this is a bit early for some of our customers, but hopefully this will be good. That'll be worth it.
Daniel Wynn joined.
Hi, Daniel Domaratsky, and hello, Sudin from Netherlands. We are entrepreneurs. We don't have weekends off. I usually try to take my weekends off. I think it's important to take a break. I think a break is as important as working, because it's otherwise it's hard to come up with new ideas. From India, and it's 6:30 p.m. in evening. Yeah, no such things as a day off. Austin, Texas. What time is it there? Hi, Bilap. I'm doing very well, thank you. I finally COVID restriction lifted, and I'm able to go back to Vietnam and enjoy with my team in Vietnam. So as you can see, this is the view of our office. This is my corner. So it's been great being able to be back. So thank you guys for joining. I think it's 8 p.m. mark now in Vietnam. I'm gonna start the webinar. So before I get into the details of oh, sorry, we have someone from New Zealand, and it's 1 a.m. there. Thank you for joining. My wife was due to give birth. Please go. That's very funny. Okay, so essentially the webinar today, I want to go a bit more in details of first of all the updates of our keyword cluster, why we did the way we did, and how it will be connected directly to content creation process. And then I want to share with you our step-by-steps essentially guide of creating our own content using our own tool. And it will have some checklist in which we will probably send out and provide you guys at the end, so you can see essentially these are essential checklists when you start creating a certain article or a certain piece of content. And after that, I will share a bit more of a couple new very exciting updates that we probably launch out Q2 2022, which is probably end of June. We're working very hard on it. And some new kind of updated visions that we have in terms of how the tool are moving forward. So everything is, a lot of very exciting things. So let me get started right away. So first of all, as you can see in our screen today, I mean, based on our data, apparently the keyword productivity tips are one of the keywords that are being searched probably the most. So we decide to kind of just take that on and use that as a case study to our webinar today. So before we get into like the actual writing of the AI, right, I want to set out very clear our mission when it comes to AI writing. Right? I mean, we've been doing SEO for the last 5-6 years, and we've been doing a lot of agency work before we start building our tool. And therefore, it comes with a lot of our personal experience when we build content and build SEO campaign. And again, I want to remind you something that I keep saying from webinar to webinar, is that SEO is a very long-term game. And like all long-term games, you can't expect instant result. Anything that promise you instant result when it comes to SEO usually will not last. So because Google is a very smart machine, they will you may be able to trick them once, you may be able to trick them twice or three times, and you may get your keyword to rank, but it's not gonna last, and you're not gonna be able to kind of sustain that success over a longer period of time. So the idea of WriterZen is we try to kind of drive our user back to the basics. We try to remind them that you need to do all the basic fundamental things right. You need to start with looking for the right topics, showing Google and understanding your position when you're trying to do SEO, right? It's not simply just get your keyword ranked, but it's also about providing quality results so that you can maintain that rank and eventually get users to trust you and trust your brand, trust the things that you are trying to provide, and therefore they will turn into a customer, a long-term customer. So so essentially that's the goal. So you start with building that topic. The first layer is the topics that you choose. Main topic and then subtopics, and then you build that topic cluster in a very well logical orders, and take your time with this. Don't try to rush into like, oh, I have to cover this, I have to cover this. Every planning and every research need time, particularly in doing SEO, and that's what I call deep work, right? So the first thing is pick your topic, and then only when you're done with the topic, you go into finding the right keywords. Utilize some of our tool like golden filter and then cluster. And once you get the keyword out, you have the keyword list that you've chosen, you group them together into a list of potential articles, and then only then you will get into sort of the content creation phase. So content creation, the writing bit, is actually the last part of every SEO campaign, right? So I need to remind you guys that before we get into this webinar, and for us, content creation, it's all about quality and valuable insight that you can provide to your end users. And in order to do that, you have to use your own understanding and your own knowledge and your own experience to research, to plan, and then to write. AI could only work as an assistant, at least for now. They can't replace you with the way and the quality of the work that you provide to your end users. AI writing could probably help you speed up your writing process so fast, and that's a great thing. But please treat it with cautions and make sure that you remain as cautious and as careful as possible when you start using them, and make sure that they are only playing the role of an assistant, not a replacement, right? They should only be an assistant, and that's exactly the way we build our GPT-3 and Power sort of AI assistant. They are there to assist you and to help you and advance you, but they're not there to replace you as the person to create content. At the end of the day, you have to hold your own responsibility with your own content. So with that said, let's get started. So let's start with a keyword like productivity tips, right? And usually when you first start with productivity tips, the workflows, I saw someone asking about workflows. Please go into dashboard and go to our recommended workflows and kind of watch this whole 5-video series. I put a lot of work into sharing with you in details. These are the workflows in which you should order, and by doing this very well, you have a very high chance to rank and sustain your ranking. So just kind of follow this recommended workflows, and hopefully you'll find it very useful for you. Okay, so let's go back to our case in point today. I'm kind of all over the place. I think it's been too long since the last time I did a webinar. So let's start with keyword importer. Let's start with keyword explorer, right? And let's say my keyword is productivity tip. Right, location United States, in English. search for it. So right now we have about 560 keywords. And let's say the next step, you will do some filtering like golden filter. But in this videos, I won't go into that details. Essentially, the next step, let's say this list of keyword are the list of keyword that you chose to work on, to execute on. You generally, what I do is I will select all, and then I will click on cluster. And the cool things about cluster now is that it's just become one features in Keyword Explorer. And so when you click on it, you'll be able to either cluster the selected keywords, or you cluster all the keyword. And well, in this case, all the keyword will be 560. So what I'll do is just click cluster selected keyword. And the next window you'll see is this is where you set out the clustering level. It's very important. This is a really huge improvement from the previous cluster function, because the previous cluster function sort of automatically cluster, and it didn't give you any manual sort of like a setting, and we automatically cluster keyword with 3 similar search results together. But with this update, you are able to kind of do the setting here, and you just increase the cluster. And this time I'll set out at 6 similar results. And the new project, I'll name it, let's say productivity tip. And then you just simply, well, as you hover over here, we have a highlight say keyword will be imported and clustered as a new project on keyword import tool. So whatever you click activate here, this data will actually pop up in the new window, and it will appear on the window called keyword import. And I already did an activation on this earlier, and this would look like the result. So as you can see here, these are the data for productivity tips, and in keyword importer, you can access it here. Once you click activate, it will pop out a new window, and then it will be here. These are all 560 keywords, and these are the cluster group that you see. So from this cluster group, we cluster a total keyword of 560. Cluster level 6, you got a 69 cluster group, and you have 316 keywords that do not belong to any cluster. So we call not in any cluster keywords. So as you hover in here, these are the structure in which you want to start with your content writing, right? Each of these group of cluster are going to be one of your article that you write. You want to start from here. You don't want to just simply get a keyword and then start writing on it right away, because you want to know that with that keyword, how many other keyword with similar semantic meaning you can write an article on and rank for all of them. So for example, productivity ideas, you have a group of 6 keywords, and you click show ideas, it will kind of show you over here. You have productivity, ways to improve productivity, tips to increase productivity, tips to improve productivity. These are all of the keyword in which if you rank for one keyword, there's a very high chance for you to rank for the rest of the keyword. And that's the whole idea of cluster. So you only need to write one piece of article that include all these keywords, and then you show Google that you are targeting all this, because you know the content that you cover in all of these keyword are already kind of answering the demand from the users who are searching for this. Okay, right here there's a tips, right, I want to share. The first thing is the parent keyword that you want to choose. So the parent keyword are the keyword in which you show Google that you're targeting hardcore. For example, here we show you the productivity ideas, and that's the parent keyword. And this is based on the search volume of the keyword itself. So as you can see here, productivity tips for work is the parent keyword because the search volume is very high. So we place the keyword with the high search volume represent there as the parent keyword. And this work really well for websites that are more established. So, for example, it's already well optimized in some sense. You already have a certain backlinks. You have a bunch of keywords that already ranked. You already established authority over in your space. You should be able to, and you know that you have a comparative edge over your competitors. You can certainly and confidently choose a keyword that is higher search volume, which is a bit more difficult, as the parent keyword. And parent keyword means that you will actually place the keyword in the title, because the keyword which you place in the title is the keyword in which you show in the most obvious sense to Google that I am targeting that keyword, right? But if you have a newer website, and let's say, for example, let's look for a keyword that's hard, like for example, productivity tips, and the search keyword is like 1,000, right? And you know that your website just started out and start writing about productivity. You shouldn't probably have this keyword as the main keyword. You can actually use this keyword as a child keyword, which are the keywords that should be in the content itself, so in your text, but the keyword that you include in the title will be probably best productivity tips, for example. So best productivity tips are only 30, but you know that if you target them and show Google, obviously there's a higher chance for you to rank this keyword. And as the keyword gets stronger and your content gets stronger, you can either do a refresh content or write another article on this main keyword, and then you will get all these keywords to rank together, right? So this is the key thing before you get into the actual writing of the content: choosing the right parent keyword and choosing the right child keyword. And it all depends on your own, how well you are and how well your websites are in the beginning. Okay. All right. So once you determine your target keyword and its cluster, and you determine the parenting keyword, let's go into an article. Let's write an article together. And let's say I want to write an article about productivity tips. I'm going to save this first. I'm going to save it into a list. Add. So the list already appear here. All right. So then I will go into my content creator. So over here, I already kind of set an article, and it's called productivity tips. As I click on it, I mean, welcome to the first step. So today I will actually start to design. I'm going to make my face smaller a bit here. Oh, very big. I'm going to put here. Okay, so today I'm going to go from A to Z when it comes to building a content, right? So as you can see, I already saved the cluster keyword in which I want to target in my keyword list. I will use that later when in step 2, when I need to include keywords in the article itself. But let's start first with building an outline, right? Before you start building an outline, you need to determine what type of articles you are trying to write. Are you going to write a listicle? Are you going to write reviews? Is it going to be a blog, or is it going to be a knowledge sharing type of content? So first of all, determine what type of content you will try to execute. And over here, you can either think about it, or you can actually explore your idea of your competitors. So you click on some of them, and as you can see here, this is probably a listicle. 16 tips, so it's probably start out as a list of different tips. Same with this, same with this, same with this, same with this, same with this. Oh, so I guess these kind of topics very likely, I mean, as you can see in the top 10, 80% of them are already listicle articles. So maybe I will also try to write a listicle article, and it's going to be a listicle about productivity tips, right? And then the second step is to determine the length and the structure of the article itself. So in terms of building the length, so this should be your original screen when you get into this first step. So in terms of determining the length, we actually have some data here to show you. So first of all, you should base very much on the average word count of the top competitor. And as you can see here, the top competitor usually go all the way up to 3,003. Some guys even write 9,001 word. That's a really long blog. I think I chose the wrong topic to write about today. But anyway, let's say, and over here I kind of show you our data. Show you this is a scale, and we usually recommend you to have your article probably be written longer than 71% of your competitor. We kind of preset this, but to be safe, let's roll it up to about 76 or like 80, 81. So you will have to write an article that is 3,162. Well, I don't think I will be able to like show the whole process of writing such a long article today, but let's try to get to about, let's say, 2,000 words. Okay, so as you scroll this, we will also recommend you how many headings you should have and how many paragraphs that you should have under each of the headings. I usually like to have more paragraph than my headings, so I would probably click here to about, let's say, 18. Right? That's a long article. And 12 image, so each heading I should probably have an image, but this time I feel like I probably just need about eight. That would be probably sufficient. There's no sort of like a correct way to do this, but usually as you read a lot of blogs, you will see that on a basic standard, you're probably trying to get the amount of headings and a bit more paragraph, because under each heading you may want to write, some heading you may want to write 2-3 paragraph, but some heading you will probably be a lot shorter, and some heading will have image and some are not. So to keep it more natural, I usually keep the amount of image lesser than the headings and the amount of paragraph more than the amount of headings that I will target, right? So after you kind of forming the length and the structure of the article, and these are purely based on the data that you get from your competitor, right? And so over here, as you can see, that some of the percentage here, I show you overall sentiment is neutral. And this because I turn on Google NLP, and Google NLP API will show you the sentiment. Right? First of all, is the sentiment of the top 20, this content. And as Google scan through their content, what are the sentiment that they get? Because you will want to kind of get into the same sentiment as a common sentiment you have. So as you over here, we kind of have a data to show you. Overall sentiment of your top 20 competitor, blah, blah, blah. Our recommendation is to develop your content aligning with the general sentiment for the optimal result. So in this article, I'm going to choose to write our content in a neutral sentiment. Okay, so once you're done with this, you go into the next phase, and that would be write your blog title and your meta description. So blog title and meta description, the cool thing here is either you can write yourself, or we already have the button and called is our AI assistant. You can actually play around with. So click on this, and right away we'll show you a template on the left side of the screen, and you can generate. This will be our AI assistant will generate the blog title. Input is the blog keyword. So we will use the main keyword to say, notice here, description AI is disabled, because you can only turn this on. Well, we will automatically turn this on when you have the title of the blog itself. So we have to write the description based on the title that you have. So from here, you click generate, and our AI will start kind of get some idea for you. 10 productivity tips to get things done, 10 tips to get things more done. You can generate more ideas if you like. Working from home for the modern world, tips and tricks for working from home. Okay, I guess, let me see some of the, what is our, not a lot of people talking about working from home here. So, but I feel like I shouldn't be writing very specifically about working from home. I should probably be writing more about, nope, because it's productivity tips. 6 productivity hacks you should know. Okay, that sounds pretty good. So what you can do once you have this as your blog title, just simply click add, and here say use as title. Confirm, and there it is. So as the title appear, you can then move on to the next button, which is description. You can keep generating more ideas if you didn't really satisfy with any of this topic yet. And as you can see here, we also build in sort of limits over here for optimal result. So over here, we'll say that, okay, maybe optimal result will be 60 characters. And right now the title is only 36. Maybe I should write a long one. Nah, I think this should be okay. And over description, we already teach our AI to generate description below 160 characters. So let's click on it and see what we have. the best way to be productive and efficient, to know how to use your time efficiently. These 6 productivity hacks will help you get the most out of it. It's not bad. Productivity hacks are powerful and they can get you help more done in less time. Here, 6 productivity. I quite like this. So I can just click add and I click confirm. So right away, as you can see, they keep the amount of content right within the requirement by Google. So save you a lot of time in thinking. This is what I love about AI assistant, because it really saves you a lot of time in terms of thinking what you want and what not. Or you can generate simply just more ideas for you to play around with this, whether you're professional trying to get more productive. The 6 priority hack will help you get things done faster. The AI do quite a good job in providing the right description for whatever type of you have. So once you're done with that, just simply click close and then you save this. So that is the 3rd step. Determine the length, structure. Oh no, sorry, that's the 4th step. That is to, now you have a title and then you have a meta description. From here, this is where you start building the heading structure of your content. And also whatever headings that you form, it should kind of reflect this 6 productivity hacks that you should know. So reflects whatever content you're trying to build. When it comes to building your headings, my suggestion is always about looking at your competitor. You want to look at the way they sort of craft their or structure their content, because whoever and whichever that I get to rank on top, they are the proven one, right? They prove to Google that whatever they do work well. So how you do that, just simply click on a button here, click directly onto the board of the listing of the list here, and you will be able to see right away the data of your competitor. And they will show you in a few views. The full view is not working on your things right now. It's something that we kind of trying to play around with. So you will see more later. Well, this is my test my test account. So we'll show you summary view. And why is summary view so important? Summary view is so important because this is where you'll be able to see the core structure of how your competitor build their content. So for example, this one, top competitor, as you can see their content is built in very well put manner. You have H1 right here. You have H2, set goals on daily basis, and a paragraph, 2 paragraphs, in fact. Do the hardest thing first. That's another H2, 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 H2. So each of the tip, they will build them into a H2. And the second part of the content, which is more on maybe the bottom part of your blogs, leave a reply, cancel reply. This is the H3, which is the heading built into the H2, 3 comments for 16 productivity tips from business leader. So this is where they will probably build this in. Okay, so I kind of get an idea now how they did that, and they have about 21 headings even. That's very long, right? 19 images, word count is 3003. Okay, the next thing I will probably want to do is to click on their FAQ. And FAQ essentially is our AI at work, where we will actually scan through the content of their blogs and look and kind of generate a frequent asked questions or kind of question and answer format, so that you don't have to so that you can actually include that in your headings and then use that content to your paragraph. What's the best way to learn new thing? No, these are not very good question. How can I improve my productivity? No, nothing I can really use, because they kind of take the wrong part of the content and kind of generate the question, because the question and the content could be very good, but it doesn't really support the content that I'm trying to write here, which is 6 productivity hacks I should know, which is a listicle. So I guess in a listicle content, FAQ doesn't really work that well. So maybe I'll try with something else, but for now, let's skip this part and come back to summary view. You can also visit your competitor website and kind of look and kind of scan through how they did it, right? Okay, this is one H2, and the way they do it is, okay, use a lot story, have a quote in front. Third, a lot paragraph though. Okay, So as you can see, you can actually also scroll down in here as you click on the button here and look for other competitor like this directly from here. You don't have to go back here. Similar, so this is number 2, similar content structure, all H2, and at the bottom is H3. Okay, now look at the third guy. A lot H3 here. Oh, this is even longer article. This is a bit more messy, I feel. Okay, this is a very long article. Also, this is a long article. Okay, this guy organized a bit different. So H2 and then H3. I don't really like this H3 structure. I like to have all of my main point in H2 because it's a lot clearer for AI to or for Google to understand. Okay, so this process is what you kind of scan through your competitor because this is very important, right? You can't. I don't want to see you guys. I mean, one of the mistake a lot of people make is that you rush into writing the part too fast, right? Before you get into writing, you want to know exactly what your competitors are doing that make them rank, and from there you kind of pick up what they did right in terms of their structure, what they did right in terms of their content, the way the tonality of their content, and how you can also steal some of that stuff from them so that you can also make your content kind of stand out. Because you can't just simply write and think that, okay, I'm going to leave it there and then 6 months later I'm going to rank. It doesn't really work that way. You want to, every article, you want to make sure that you know your competitor well. So the way we build this is that we want to make sure you have all the content you see at your fingertips. Okay, so I think some of this I can use. For example, let's start with make a list the night before. Oh no, this is a very long article. Sorry, I mistake with their content. The H1, H2, and then underneath H2 is a lot H3. Oh, very well structured. This is all of these articles are very well structured. These are all articles you can really learn a lot from the way they structure their content. So what I'll do is, you know what, I'm gonna take this. First of all, is to prioritize and planning productivity tips. So I'm gonna double click on this, and it will appear right away here as H2. Okay, I'll just add this as well. Just double click and it will add under here. A lot of this I'll probably come back and change this later because I don't want to show that I'm sort of copy content from your computer. Right? Make the list the night before. Okay, I quite like that. And also go into some other people. I quite like this. Do the hardest thing first. Here we go. All right. So I already have one. I have two. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4. Set boundaries. This is great. Optimize version 2. Here we go. Maybe I like this. I quite like this. So I add this and I can probably delete this. Okay. Turn this resource into this. And so optimize your communication tool. I also want to rewrite some of this. What I'm trying to do is you'll be less stressing and clear, give yourself option out of getting a running start. Yeah, quite like that. Delete this. This. Okay. What I'm trying to do is this. What I'm trying to do is make almost a list of the way the content will be structured. So I decide that the content of the article will be structured in the order of H2, a paragraph, and paragraph, and then H2 and paragraph and paragraph and H2 and paragraph. So each of my productivity tips are going to be one of my H2. When you save this structure in here, you will also our tool will also save this structure and put that into the last bit, which is the writing part. And from there, when you publish your article, we'll save that schema, and then when you put that file, export that file into your WordPress, the same structure will be contained, and therefore you will actually have the structure that is most optimized for your SEO work, right? I didn't really have enough time to go into more details here, but the reason why I think that you should really spend some time to play around with our AI assistant here as well is to simply play well with all our templates and make sure that all the content here are being built out really well. Once you build this content well, when you get to your content writing, things will be a lot more easier, right? And so let's say I'll just start with this because since the time didn't really allow me to get into more deeper work. But what I do is I will save this and set up the keyword, save this, and I get into the second phase, which is keyword to include. So in keyword to include, what I usually do is I know my content is about productivity tips. I will probably pick on here because this preset listing are actually the list of the keyword in which we crawl from your competitor keywords. And those are the keyword in which your competitor are really targeting. And we want to make sure that you will also be targeting the same keyword so that when you get onto the Google and when Googlebot go in to scan your website, they realize that, okay, they have the same keyword as all the guys who are already ranking on top. So it's a lot easier for you to kind of show Google what you are trying to do, right? So the first thing is I'm going to look through this list of preset keyword, and then maybe I will pick out keyword in which I feel will support the content which I built earlier. Emoji fan, not really. I can delete this. Chief goal, answering emails. Okay, productivity tips. That's good. Max card goal. Nope. Work-life boundary. That's good. Artificial intelligence automation software. Not really. Chewing gum buffet. No. Credit card information. This is NLP. People. Nope. Why is he here? You know what? He could be here. He could be someone I will quote. Spend time. That's good. Other work-life balance. Okay. Someone at end search engine. So, sorry, this one is not working. Nope. Family friend. Maybe. No. Nope. So what we'll do in the next few iteration, which I will share with you now, is that we will actually use our AIs to scan through the content you build in the outline to you part. Like for example, this. And we will automatically scan through this list of all three part of keyword and look for keyword that have similar semantic meaning and suggest you directly into this board to show you that, okay, these are the keyword that are not only very competitive but also support the content in which you try to write in the first step, right? So that's how that's the iteration in which we are trying to build in the next few things. So now that I look into here, what I'll do is I also look through this list again and look for keyword in which I find really good that could help my content to rank. So I really like this one. I can add to it. Click on, click on here. Time management. All right. You can also do the same with opportunity keywords. Opportunity keywords are the keyword in which we find your competitor may be missing, but they are available in Google Keyword Database or Google Keyword Database and Google Keyword Suggest. So when you have the keyword that already in Google Keyword Database, it's also a very good chance for you to include this keyword in the way you are trying to rank. And thirdly, it will be Google NLP entities. So if you don't know what it is, refer to one of our videos in which you can just click on here. You'll see the videos here. It's only 18 minutes, but I explained to you in depth why it's so important in modern and SEO to have this NLP available to show Google the type of entities you put in. Entities are a way of Google to understand the context and meaning of your content. And the faster they understand it, the faster they will get to index and also to determine whether or not you are answering the correct question your user is trying to ask. And therefore, that's why Google NLP entity is available here. And the last part, which is extremely and very important, is to import the keyword cluster in which you already have into this list. Where's my list? Wait, where's my list? Are we not in the same? Oh, here it is. Sorry, this wasn't updated. So again, here, import keyword from list. That's productivity tips. All right, click import. And the keyword is already in here. You really need to remember this. You need to make sure that the keyword in which you have from your cluster are available and right away fit in here the keyword to include. And maybe once you see it here, you may want to kind of um, change the amount of time it change the amount of time that it's available. So I want to increase to 3 maybe. I also increase this to 3, 2, and make sure that when you start writing this, the keyword which you try to target, you need to highlight them. Usually the way I highlight it, I would keep it in bold, but don't try to overdo it too much. That's why I only keep them at 2 and 3, and sometimes just 1. For example, this keyword, I probably just do 1. I'll delete this one because it's repetition. This one is not very good. Yeah. So when you do this, make sure you don't overdo that, because I've seen a lot of content. A lot of people are putting way too many of these keywords, and they just have bold keyword everywhere. And bold keyword everywhere is a sign in which Google will see as you are trying too hard to rank, and you trying too hard to please Google instead of you are trying to please the end users. It's a very delicate balance when you try to craft a certain content. First of all, you need to show Google that you're trying to please them by forming the best content structure and including the best kind of keyword, and also show them in clear way that you are targeting them, but not in an outrageously sort of obvious way, right? It's like a very delicate part, because if you're trying too hard, you will also appear to be trying too hard. And when you appear trying too hard, Google will right away red flag you, saying that you're not trying to write the best content for your end users. You're just trying to please me. So why should I rank you? Because my goal is actually to match you with the best and with the end users. So that's why I usually recommend you to keep everything at moderation, but cover everything. So do everything in terms of basic right and cover most of the stuff. And you want to make sure you do this consistent basis, not just one article, right? You want to do it with every single article you will churn out in your content strategy. And the more consistency you do, the easier it is for Google to understand who you are and understand that you have these consistencies, so therefore you have trustworthiness, and therefore you have authority. Every single article when you form is the same format, It's very well structured. It's very good in covering all the keyword needed. And also you craft content that is good and high value to your end users. You may not be able to rank right away with a few 15 or 20 articles, but when it reaches to 50, Google will instantly notice you. They will go in there, look through all the topic that you cover, look through all the content that you write, and their bot will continue to scan and refresh, right? And as they see you grow, and as they see you consistently churn out content, they realize that you are a reliable source of content, and only then you'll be able to slowly see more of your content being to rank. That's why SEO takes time. It takes time for Google to get to know you. Just like when you're trying to get to, I mean, your life partner. Well, if you are guys, you get trying to get a girls. If you're girls trying to get a guy, things need time to build up, right? And your relationship with Google is the same thing. Um, it's not an ad. It's not trying to run an ad and then you pay Google so that they can appear on top. This is a slow build process in which it requires you to sort of slowly build up the quality and consistency and persistency also of your content and your strategy. And it always pay off at the end. I've not seen anyone who consistently churn out quality content and consistently wanting to build better website, build better content structure and fail. I really don't. I only see people who quickly give up because they find that it's too much work. If you find it's too much work, I don't think it's very fitting for you to do SEO, because it's going to take you a lot of work, and takes a lot of time, and it takes a long time for you to see result. So okay, so this is going to be the step 3, and once you're done with step 3, go into content writing. This is step 3. And from here, as you can see, you have a scoring system here. Right now I have an F because, for one, I don't have enough word, don't have enough headings, no paragraph. You can click on show analysis. This is where we kind of have some suggestion in terms of SEO structure for you to write. And then just simply writing. The first thing you can start is create an outline and look at the outlines. The first thing you can start to utilize our AI assistant is just simply click on this button. We build a specific content template. We'll call it bullet to paragraph. And as you click on those, we'll actually turn this bullet into a long paragraph for you to use as the paragraph that you do. But sorry, before this, I would actually just click copy to editor. As I copy to editor, you will start seeing the structure of your content kind of lay out in front of you, right? And so the first thing is, click on this, I will generate this content and see what AI kind of come up for me as the first paragraph. All right, you have 133 words. Getting things done is hard. We know that the best way to get more of it done and to get more things done better is by planning ahead. Yet we still do not plan ahead often as we could be doing. There are a ton of productivity hacks out there to help you avoid this conundrum. Some good, some bad, or at least overhyped. But one thing really they all have in common: they don't work if you don't use them. If you just read another listicle about how great your life will be once you start using Trello, project management instead of Evernote, but then never actually sit down, transfer everything onto an organized list, Trello, because that's making progress mean me, in other words, dot, dot, dot. Well, this is run out of the time. So actually really good. And I feel like this is actually quite fitting with the opening of the paragraph itself of this. So I'm going to copy this and I'm going to put it right here. Right. So I kind of right now have a first paragraph for prioritization and planning productive. I could actually simply highlight this and have an AI shortcut to learn from this paragraph and write for me in the next part of this. In other words, you're going to have to work on some actual organization. Let's get started. This is great. So, right away, I already have my first paragraph kind of written out for me, right? I will not go into the details here yet. What I usually do is I will actually go again into the outlines and do the next list in the next headings. Simply click here and click generate. What I'm trying to do is first of all get a general consensus of what AI will churn out in terms of the content and whether or not I will like what I see, and I put them all into this list. And as I grow the content higher, then I will go into one more time, come back and start rereading and start adding on content. Either I write it myself, I can add that from other competitors, I can use text rewriter template to rewrite some of the stuff and then copy into here, or I can just simply use, our template in directly in here to continue the writing. So let's see if we have make a list the night before. Yeah, you are likely familiar with the idea that planning ahead can save you time and frustration. But did you know it can help you manage stress? The night before a big test or an important presentation, for example, make yourself to a list of everything that needs to get done, so you have less on mind in the morning. This will give your brain some space for stressful thoughts, so it's ready to work 100% once work life start up again. This is actually really good. I really quite like the AI quality lately, which we've been improving. Oh, by the way, we're working on some huge improvement on the quality of the AI. So the next phase we are building is, first of all, we call them fine tuning. So the AI will be able to kind of generate a much higher quality of the content for you. Secondly, we probably will be able to introduce the concept of tone, where you can actually choose different kind of tone as you were writing. Be it convincing, be it cheerful, be it trustworthy, be it critical, practical. So you choose different kind of tone, and with that, you can actually control the sentiment of the content. And lastly, it will be multi-language support as well. So those are all the exciting things that we're working on right now. We actually got a new AI engineer to focus purely on this, to help this as good as possible for you. You'll be less stringing yourself running start. Every minute you spend in a calm headed. I'm not sure how AI come up with this, but okay, let's do it again with the next paragraph. And return, now close this. Just do this, wake up early. Getting up early is a great way to give yourself more time in the morning. It can even be as little as 15 minutes. But having that extra time give you flexibility in your routine and help really reduce stress during the day. When you have an hour or two before work, you can use it to get things done that what more important to your job, like reviewing project, but don't necessarily need to happen at work. Things like making business call or booking flights. This leave less important tasks for after hours when there are less pressure on your schedule and reduce the amount of stress related to get something done yesterday instead of just taking care when it needs attention. This is not AI writing, man. This is like human writing. It's I don't think I can even write this. I'm gonna put this in here as well as another paragraph that we have. Bam. Now, do you get the idea? So what I just did is I just used one single template to kind of get right away a really good head start in the keyword that we built. Right? I already cover about 664 words in just what I say about 10 minutes. I could do it a lot faster if it wasn't a representation. And I keep doing this for all the other paragraphs. And imagine this is what the AI do with me not really focusing on the content itself, me without any preparation. But imagine if you know your topic, you know exactly what you're trying to write, and you know what your competitor are and what they are trying to write. You will make such a great paragraph under each of these heading. And the better and the more details of the paragraph you have here, the higher the quality the AI will actually churn out the content for you. The idea here is I'm trying to provide a platform where you spend more time on planning and spend less time on writing. Because if you spend more time on really high quality planning and putting here the kind of paragraphs that make sense and it cover majority of the things you want to cover, and it doesn't have to be pretty. It just need to have the right idea. You can type into it, make the list the night before. Maybe use like if you have time the night before, it would be great to plan ahead, right? Planning the night before will give you less stress in the morning when you just wake up. Things like that. You just kind of just putting random, paragraph that you think is really good, is really right, is common sense, put in here and leave the hard work of putting them into a longer paragraph for the AI. The way we build it is that if you train them well, the AI always work on really well training. If you train them well, they will provide you with really high quality content. So after you're done with all this, the next step is to just kind of look back and play around with what you have. We can list the night before. Either you can just right click on AI shortcut. You can either do write for me. You can actually do different transition like addition, contrast, sequence, after conditions, the result, therefore summary, all in all. Just say addition, for example. Click generate, and right away it will start with generate. In addition, try to get some exercise and take a hot shower bath. It will help you relax and focus in the morning, which is always a good thing. Um, oh, sometimes the AI will generate this kind of stuff. And if you do, you use AI tool, you will know this is a very common thing. But it's not something too serious, right? You can also highlight this, or we have two options when you highlight things. So when you highlight it, you click on AI shortcut. There's a button here, or there's a highlight here. Say only highlighted text will be used as input. What it means? What it means is that we actually only take the highlighted part as the input for the AI to learn. But if you don't highlight anything, click on this and you click transition, all text above will be used as input. It means that we will actually take the entire content from this point all the way to the top as the input for the AI. So let's say I click write for me here. Write for me here means that the AI will learn all of this from the top and then they start writing. There, it will actually have content that continue to write for you down there. Some of it is really good and you find that it's really helpful for the content that you have. Some of it are not. But what I'm trying to present to you is there's two ways for you to teach and train the input as well. So there's flexibility in the way you will choose what input you want to put in and what input you want to take out. So that one of the way for you to utilize this. Another way is just simply turn on AI assistant and you click create new here and you have a playground, right? And in playground here, you have a few category of templates that you can play around with. First is auto write, meaning that our AI will help you auto write whatever you have. Let's say paragraph introduction. You like to copy this, you put in here, you'd like to have an introduction for this paragraph. Our AI will actually look for stress is something everyone experiences at some point in their life. While the effect of stress is different for each person, doesn't mean that you can't do anything about it. The following tips will help you manage stress and improve your overall mood. Planning ahead and setting goals can be a great way to manage stress, but when it comes to school, work, and other tasks you need to complete in a short period of time, the best thing you can do is set yourself success by taking yourself off and let your body relax. This is really great. I'm going to copy this, and I just put it right on top of this. And that is going to be my paragraph introduction. So things like this, making your writing a lot easier by the way we build it, by assisting you, right? You can create more. Just turn on here again and just click on this and play around again with paragraph answers. You can write a certain questions and then put your paragraph long answer in here. Next paragraph, if you already have a paragraph here, click copy and you choose next paragraph. The AI will learn from this paragraph that you have and provide you with a paragraph that go after this, right? Some people find it helpful to break out the process of buying home. Oh no, not this one. Here, make sure you take a hot shower bath. This is a whole trick can relax word. The night before big test, important presentation makes more. Make sure a to-do list of everything you need to get done. Oh, this is good. So I can just copy this, put it in here, and right away, you have yourself content for the next paragraph. You can continue to keep on doing this by exploring different templates that we have. There's text finisher, there's block introduction. Text finisher meaning that if you find that it's so hard, if something that you haven't found that, I didn't really quite like the finishing of this yet, you can just use text finisher, for example. explaining definition or explain why. These are all the templates that you can use to write for you. We don't want to create 100 different templates. Why? Because it will create a problems we call paradox of choices. It's like when you go shopping nowadays, you can't really feel happy when you buy certain stuff because you have so many choices, right? um when you don't have any, when you have a lot of choices, you actually turn out to be quite unhappy about it. So our approach is to try to build things that we think that matters, and to build with really high quality. I know that our AI, because we are sort of like behind on some other player, but it's just matter of times. As you can see, a lot of the things which our AI are able to do now is already quite advanced, and it will continue to improve in in whatever, probably very near future. Again, you also have outlines and rewrite template here to play around with. So keep on doing this until you finish your article, and right away you will, I mean, if you want to reach about 1,005 words or 2,000 words, it's probably a no-brainer, like for me by this time, it just took me about 15 minutes. It can take you a lot shorter when you start writing. And once you're done with this, you could go into keyword and you start to scan through. And this part you could actually ask a freelancer to do, is to input this keyword into your content and making sure that the input makes sense. Some part will say someone and you want to add someone in there, you know, blogs, for example, you want to put them in there. So it's this work of putting it back and forth between writing your content, including the keyword in there, and making sure that you highlight all the necessary keyword into your content, right? um, this part I want to also share with you some quite exciting updates that we might be doing soon. First of all, it will be the ability to our internal linking system. For example, let's imagine you link our WriterZen with your Google Search Console. What we can do is we will actually scan your Google Search Console for all the keyword and all the URL that you already get ranked. And then also we scan again on the content that you just finished writing. And we'll highlight for you all those keywords that appear in your content that already are available in your Search Console. And you just simply click add, and we'll add them for you. Another things for external link is, let's say you find, let's say some of this keyword here that you're targeting, you want to do external linking to it. There could be a button here for you to click on it, and we will actually show you the top 10 search result of that keyword. And so you could just simply kind of scan through that and add on the links which you like, and it will appear in here. So those are some of the things which we've been imagining and play around with our head. And there's a lot of other plugins like doing content calendars where you integrate directly with WordPress. And so when you're done with this, you can simply just sync them into your WordPress and set a calendar, and the exact time we will do the rest of the work for you. You didn't really have to actually go into WordPress to do any of this. You don't even have to copy and export this. Just leave that work to us. So some of the things, it's all kind of playing around with our head. But anyway, sorry, I kind of go off topic. But what's next is you find yourself, for example, another thing is we could actually link you to a platform to provide you with photos, image, and helps you with writing the description of the image as well. So when you integrate your image in here, you just have everything complete in one shot, and then put it on your WordPress or whatever web CRM that you have. Oh, quite exciting things to think about. We love thinking about new ideas. We love to think about how it works, and whether or not it's something that our user would use. Anyway, scan to once you're done with everything, you can do a quick plagiarism check, um, and let our tool kind of do the work. If it doesn't really have any plagiarize, or if it does have some plagiarize, because since it's AI generated content, you can just fix it right there, so you don't have to actually export it to any other third-party tool to do that, right? Yeah, and basically that's it. That's it for me. Usually when I do all this plagiarizing, quick view. You see, they detect that I kind of copy this keyword in this blog. As you see, oh, because I use this under here. So we already highlighted for you. Yeah, as you can see, just click on and you will be able to right away detect what statement in here that are plagiarize. And if you remember, I copied this from our competitors, and right away our plagiarize system saw that and kind of show it onto our content. So yeah, but most of the content which written by the AI are not. So that's a good news, right? Um, yeah, so that's it. That's it for today. I just wanted to go through the details for this. For the next part, let me share with you a bit on some of the exciting news, and we get to the Q&A. I'm sorry we kind of go a bit over time, but I hope that's okay with you guys. The for in By June, we're planning for Team Function to launch, and with our function, you'll be able to add users first of all to your account. Um, for everyone who bought our either AppSumo or subscription plan, there will be a limit. If you, let's say, if you buy one code, you may not have the team function. We're not sure yet, but there will be a difference between each bracket of a plan. So usually team function will be something that available for later bracket of plan. We're not sure the amount of user will set in. We'll need to calculate all the costs and everything first, and then we'll probably will have more details put out. Another thing you will be able to do is to the ability to work with your freelancer. You will be able to add your freelancer into content planning as almost like to manage your project, and you see who are writing what and what are their progress, and you control who will be adding in, and then you can kind of take them out once they're done with the job, and so on and so forth. So those are very exciting things. I think a lot of people are looking forward. Another very exciting things that we're working on, like I said, is the ability to sorry to improve the quality of the AI generation, as well as the multi-language support and the tonality of the AI itself. And then there will be some major upgrade for on golden filter coming up in probably September. In September, that'll be our output for that. And for next year, we'll do a lot of integration with our tool. So slowly, I think you will start to see our vision come to place, right? And this come back to the part where I shared a lot earlier in a lot of our webinars, is that you really have to give some time for a product to grow. And for us, we always take the long-term view, right? Everything need time. And so is our tool. And we want to take our time to realize our vision slowly, and by making sure that every features and every product that we launch are high quality, and that's something that you use and never get too many bugs. Right? I don't think a lot of people appreciate the fact that you can always rely on how reliable WriterZen is. Right? You anytime you click on anything, it will load exactly the way it's supposed to. Sometimes it take a bit longer because the amount of people using our tool are increasing quite a bit now. But majority of time, you can find that our tool are quite reliable, and our tool have a purpose and meaning, and there's a story that deepen behind it, and that's what we're trying to build, making such a complicated topic to be something so simple and so enjoyable to do. And that's what I really want to kind of infuse in the way we build our tool, and I want to infuse in the way we train and we share our knowledge to you guys, our users. So yeah, I think that's that for today. Let's move to our Q&A section for this. I think I missed with a lot of stuff. Christopher Lay, I wish the word limit on AI could be slightly increased for each tier. You can actually purchase our unlimited plan right now. We have a 75% discount for that. So it used to be $99. It's now only $25. Looking for workflow. Sergio, I'm also looking for workflow. Too many steps. Just go into our dashboard. We have a recommended workflows. We'll have a recommended workflow where you can get into that. The plagiarize is based only on the SERPs show in WriterZen or from all sources. It's from all sources on Google. So we actually run them through Google database. So it's everything on Google database that we actually check them with. We don't really check with any database that is off from Google, which is not indexed, like academic resources or academic paper. We don't really check on that. from the research I've done, you should always read what AI wrote to you. Will need copy edit. I'm excited about this because it's like if I have an assistant write an article for me, I will still proof copy read, and an assistant will wrote it. Yes, that's the way we intend to build it. We don't intend it to replace you. You need to be the one who plan. You need to be the one to do research, and you also need to want to make sure that the content go out are the best content that you have. I link to all my clients Google Search Console. I'm hoping they'll be able to allow us to choose the correct GSC. Very exciting. Yes, that's coming. Integration is a huge part of the future of WriterZen. It's something that we will definitely work with. In all honesty, I'm not sure I've gone with another AI tool due to this issue, right? It's amazing for the other field. Hopefully, Daniel will explain this and they'll plan increase number of word available. If you write a blog for 2,000 word, we'll probably use 3,000 word with the edits. Yes, that's why we just offer unlimited uh, generation for only $25 per month. It's a 75% discount, and we only have 200 codes. So I think we are close to running out. So make sure you check on. Let me see if we have that here with me. The where's the? Give me 1 second. Let's see if we can find it. Sorry, give me 1 minute, huh? Here you go. Here, 75% off. The first AI writing credit. It's time to get more and less. So now you only need to pay $25 for unlimited AI generation. Extremely cheap price for this. I don't think you will find any of this. So right now, and this we only run this deal for 200 codes for now. I'll put this in the comment section so everyone can see. Yeah. Okay. Is there also a way to identify keyword for a specific period of time? Last 6 months, and sometimes I put keyword into various keyword tools, and sometimes the older, high-ranking keyword are for terms that are very old, but not always current term that one may need or want to write on. You can actually refer to the search volume of the keyword itself. We provide with you with on Keyword Explorer. There's a search volume columns, and we provide you with data from the past 12 months. So I think that's. I'm not sure if that's something you are asking, but yeah. These two have improved greatly. Oh, it's going to improve more. Trust me, you'll be very, very excited when you see the new improvement. Is that way to exclude ad when you're doing keyword? I'm not sure what that means. We don't really include ads in there. Thanks for the hard word. Wish the word AI will be slightly increased for each tier. Again, we have that. Sorry, I'm scrolling up to. Can we export topic cluster data or any safe option? Yeah, you can actually export the keyword import data. You can just export here. You either can export selected, which select this way. Not really the optimum and the best way to design. We could probably go. We're working on a new design, a different view for you to kind of multi-select on this. But you can just export all, which I usually do. I just click on export all and I just export the entire things on Excel. I'll do a quick one here so you can see the format of our content. All right, so here's the format. You can see project information, cluster keyword, breakdown into all this. We already built in the filter for you, so you can easily filter it out. And not in any cluster, which these are all the keyword that does not belong to any keyword. So that's how you export it out. Oh man, this too. How much the article can be written with AI? Heard it detect. I heard it can detect and not rank it. Not really. AI Google really can't detect the content right by AI. If the AI write well, you're not going to be able to see that. Google is going to be able to see that at all. For now, I mean, as far as I noticed. A filter for keyword difficulty would be great rather than click on each individual. Yeah, actually, one of the things that we is the difficult problems. We know that if we can do that, it would be great because the way we calculate our keyword difficulty is a bit different than other. For example, Ahrefs, they use a lot of backlinks to determine a keyword difficulty. For us, backlink is no longer really the indicator of how difficult a keyword should be. In fact, you are seeing a lot of content being written without a lot of backlinks and is still able to rank for extremely comparative keyword. And therefore, the way we build our keyword difficulty is actually taken into four different dimensions. Um, Difficulty from AdWords, difficulty. Well, let's look at it. I'll show you a little bit here because so that it's easier to talk about. So you have difficulty from AdWord, which is the PPC competition. So that's one dimension. And then difficulty by content, that is the all in title. You want to see that how many people, how many websites are targeting that. Difficulty by signal, the signal we take are actually from the social signal. How many times this keyword are mentioned through all the social media channel, and keyword difficulty by traffic. So traffic that go into this each of these keyword probably based on the search volume that it has. So we take all that dimension, we build in a algorithm to ensure that these four dimensions are equally considered to determine a keyword is difficult or not. And to do this across all thousands of keyword are a very hard, difficult technical problems, and we still try and figure out a way to do that. So the moment we can, we definitely will put it up front so that you can filter by it. Is there a way I can reduce my KGR keyword credit utilization? I don't think you can. In fact, you will probably have to do it more in future because there's a few really exciting features that are coming up, and you will need to use more of your keyword credit to get that data. We'll probably be able to provide you with extreme accuracy on some of the things that we show, some of the insight we show. Let me scroll up here. Not sure if possible, but maybe a way to compare all the top 10 and aggregate same similar headings, just like you done with the keyword. That's a good idea. That's a good idea. Something I'll probably do that. Thank you, William. I get a part, but I don't understand what the interval cutoff level mean. What changed when I changed setting to 3 to 7? 3 to 7 mean that, for example, 7, right? 3 means that we'll look for all the keyword with 3 similar search result. For example, this keyword. You have the first link, the second link, and the third link, or 10 links. We'll look for other keyword, for example, this keyword. And if this keyword also have the same 3 links that appear in the top 10, that's level 3. Now, with level 3, you will be able to find a lot more keyword that can group together. But at level 7, the cluster become a lot more tightened. The result become a lot more accurate, right? And so usually a lot of people actually do it in level. You do it first with level 7, and then you will find a bunch of keyword that is not there. You do again with level 5, and then you do again with level 3 just to see what are the results would be, and how that fit into different kind of part. Okay, I'm going now. I just signed up for the unlimited monthly. I already have another unlimited AI subscription deal, but I'm loving this workflow. Would love to you guys do more training like this, and maybe one we can write blogs the same. Yes, we're working on that too. Hopefully, a digital academy coming up with how the way I mean, our philosophy and the way we think and believe SEO should be, and how you can integrate the two in a lot better. And I'm not the best teacher, right? We'll probably get someone with more experience and better at explaining things for you to come. Can we ultimately create outline for blog posts? That will be awesome. Yeah, that's something that we also think of. You can actually one of the idea we have is actually have you to kind of show some of the possibility of the list of the outlines. For example, listicle, or listicle, for example, or reviews. And when you click on one, we will actually show you the structure, the content structure of that, and you just need to simply fill in the form, right? Listicle, there's a format for it. There's a heading format for it. Other part, you also have a heading formats. So we'll probably can get that. Are you planning to develop WriterZen into all-in-one SEO product? I see it's missing rank checker. No, we are not really planning to be an SEO, all SEO products. I mean, a lot of people are doing already rank checker. We just want to create a tool that focus on helping user to create best content, right? WriterZen is more about these flows from start to finish of building content. We're not there to help you do on page, for example. We probably will partner with someone who we believe have the same philosophy of building product like we do, and then partner with them and help you to kind of pairing the two together. We'll integrate with a lot of partners, but we're not going to be an all-in-one. I mean, a lot two out there trying to be all-in-one. We're not trying to be all-in-one. We just find what there are missing gap in the market, where there are too many tools that provide too many datas. And I think that you can do so much with a lot less by focusing on doing the right thing well. So that's our mission: democratize inbound marketing. You could expand your tool for the academic market. I have used to assist academic writing. Use Content Writer, and because it show keyword of interest, highlight this within paper is easy. That sounds intriguing. But I think we'll focus on SEO for now. Maybe another tool will probably do that. Is it a good idea to link directly from tofu content to bofu content, or is it better to follow traditional content funnel? No, it's always a good idea. Always a good idea to have that. You can link to different places too. There's few different strategy to do your internal linking, but it also have to do with your type of website. If you're e-commerce and you try to sell things, you try to sell product, please link them to your bofu, right? Top of the funnel always need to lead to the bottom of the funnel, or middle of the funnel. It doesn't matter. Some top of the funnel content is so good you can link directly to the bottom of the funnel. If you don't have something in the middle and you believe that top funnel is already good, you just link there, because it has more to do with the engagement of your user rather than the way Google will read it. Google doesn't really recognize whether that is the top of the funnel or bottom of the funnel. They just want to see whether your traffic will actually be interested enough to your content to click on that button to get into the other article. Golden filter takes enormous amount of credit. Is there a way to not use that many when I don't need to hold it? Yes, there's a way. So at the moment, the way is a bit more manual, and I'm very sorry about this. It's our fault in the way we design our product, and it will be improved in future very soon. And what you can do is you actually just do manually by filtering your keyword, then selecting the keyword that you would like to do. You save them into a keyword list, right? Save them. For example, you have this list, and you go into keyword import. You import the keyword list in here. It's horrible. Sorry about this flow. You click import. say pro tip. You add that into Qt importer, and you will be able to generate golden filter from here. So I'll show you in a minute. There. So what you do is you select the keyword in Keyword Explorer, save them into keyword list, put into keyword importer, and then click golden filter here. So you don't actually, you only use 11 keyword credit here. We will improve this flow very soon. I'm very sorry. This is our fault. It's horrible. It's horrible flow. Is that way I can reduce my keyword credit utilization? Filter keyword. Okay. And plan to integrate into site content for internal. Yes, Jason, we have plans to integrate into site content and internal linking. I have people use WriterZen to create landing page, or this is too better for blogs. I think at the moment it's best for you to do blogs. We're not really focused on landing page for the moment. The landing page more have to do with design than it has to do with the content you do SEO. That's what I wanted to know, just to reduce my credit so that I can release. Oh yeah. Okay. Yes. Yeah. Very sorry. That flow will change soon. We're already working on the flow part in the design, and then it'll probably come out very soon. Okay, I think we kind of covered most of the questions we have, and I mean I've way overboard, and I'm so thankful you guys stay for this 1 hour 30 minutes. This is kind of crazy. And really thank you for listening in. I hope what we did here is helpful for you, and that give you the value that you need. Again, this is what we are here for. We want to see our user success, and we want to provide you with the best possible tool, the best possible experience all the time, and that is our promise, and that's our mission. And we hope to continue to surprise you nicely in the next coming years. Thanks a lot. When the keyword, sorry, I have one question here. When we are in keyword importer view and have done golden filter and discover type of phrase, which is interesting, best way to add keyword. Add keyword to the importer view. No. Once you're done with the importer, just save them into a keyword list. I think in the next iteration, you will actually see the flow improve a lot. We actually spent quite a bit of time in the past few weeks working on the new flow. One of the vision we have is that each tool should be able to communicate, right? From one tool, you should be able to right away talk to the other. Two, in within one workflow, should be able to jump, directly from one to the other. And that's one thing that we're very excited to work on as well. Too many things. So yeah, thank you very much for your time, and I hope to see you guys in the next webinar and all. And sorry for some of the disruption in the middle, in between. Okay, thank you guys. Bye bye. Have a great weekend ahead.